Welcome back to my channel, everyone. This video I'm dedicating to one of my subscribers by the name of Teresa Johnson. Teresa and I have an unhealthy obsession with sheet mask and jar mask and all things mask related. And in a previous video, I asked if there was any interest in seeing my skin sheet mask collection. And as I was getting it together and then preparing for this video, I realized this has gotten a bit out of control, but I love sheet masks. This that I will show you today is not all that I have, but it's all that I could fit in the container that I'm using for this video. So, couple things about sheet mask for me. The first is from a complexion standpoint. I am a MAC NC 45 as a comparison. I am in the color Honey. With Philosophy. With Becca, I'm in the color Tan and Bamboo. It just depends. Just so that you have that as a point of reference. The other thing that I want to share with you is that I have gotten to a point in my skincare journey where I always use an essence before I apply a sheet mask. And I have 3 here. The first one is the SK2 Facial Treatment Essence. What I will tell you is that, one, this is extremely expensive, so I only have a small 1 fluid ounce size. The second is that I don't like this because it is tightening to the skin, and I know that that's what this formula does. But for my sheet mask, I've learned to use this as kind of a primer for my sheet mask, and I love it a whole lot more. Not to the point that I would spend the money on a full-size bottle, but I've found a use for it. Using it just as an essence before makeup or skincare, it tightens. It feels like, for me, it dries my skin out to the point that it's tight, and I don't like that. So I use this as a primer of sorts before a sheet mask, and I've grown to like it a lot more. The next is my Ride or Die, which is by Tatcha, the Essence. And this is a plumping skin softener. I use this before sheet mask. I will use this before skincare. I will use this as a primer before I even use a jar or a potted mask. There's just something about this extra boost of hydration that to me just helps everything to absorb so much better. The other thing is for Tatcha, using this with any of the Tatcha sheet mask takes that sheet mask over the top for me. And I can absolutely feel the hydration for days and days after, if I'm using the essence and then the Tatcha sheet mask. And then the third one is one that I've actually not tried yet, but just hauled, and it is from Fresh, and it is the Black Tea Kombucha Facial Treatment Essence. So I am sure that I will be able to incorporate this into my sheet mask routine the same as the other 2, but I've just not tried this one as of yet. This one is for anti-pollution and anti-age, so more for hydration. I could see this one being the primer for a firming or toning sheet mask, and I'll have to figure out what this one is best for. So enough about the essence. Always start with a freshly washed face before doing a sheet mask. I would also recommend that if you are several days past exfoliation, that you do at least do a light exfoliation on your face before a sheet mask, so that you get maximum effectiveness from the sheet mask that you're using. Now, this is an obsession of mine. I have sheet mask at home. I travel with sheet mask. I do sheet mask a couple, if not more, nights a week. And that's whether I'm at home or if I'm in a hotel because of work. And I will just shop my stash, and depending on what my skin is doing at the time, or carrying a variety of them, so that if my skin begins to do something different during the course of the week, then I have a treatment there with me. So these are my sheet masks. This is not all of them, but it is all that I could fit in this container. And on this side, I have some clay masks, and these I picked up from Sephora, and they have a variety of different uses as well. But we'll just kind of start by going through what I have in here, at least to a point, and hope that I don't knock over my camera equipment as these start to come out. So the first one here is an eye mask, and it is by Eyeshadow, and it is the Wrinkle Resistant 24 Eye Contours. The next are a few of the Hydrating Coconut Gel Mask in Deep Moisture from Pharmacy, and I have quite a few of these in here. They typically come in packs. Either you can buy a single or a pack of 3, and I have 1 pack of 3 here, and then 2 more packs of 3 back here. So those are the Pharmacy Deep Moisture Mask. I love these. The next are some of my Sephora brand masks, and these are a couple this is a lip mask, this is a rose eye mask, this is a shea lip mask. Between the rose and the shea is my favorite out of these two. I think I get a little bit more hydration from this one. I do like this one, which of course is why I have several of them. But the reason I don't have as many of the shea is because I'm constantly using this one. I also have a pomegranate eye mask. There's another shea lip mask. And I have the algae face mask, which is good for purifying and detoxifying. I actually used this one this week, and I started having a little bit of breakout on my forehead. Used one of these, and it really did help to purge those pores so that the breakout was minimal. I have several of the sets that have different varieties of the Sephora sheet mask. Given the price point, this is not a bad mask. If you have relatively normal, non-problematic skin, then I think the Sephora brand is a good price point to experiment with. But if you have dryness or eczema, or you have lots of blemishes or acne, then you may need something that has a little bit more power to it than the Sephora brand. I have a trio of Glam Glow Bubble Sheet Mask. I have tried this one. It does exactly what it says. It's a black sheet mask. You wet your face, and after a few minutes, it starts to foam and bubble, and it does. You can kind of feel it purging your pores. I am just not a huge fan of the Glam Glow brand. I never really see results from their products that make me want to buy more of them. I actually bought several of these at one time in an attempt to try the brand, and now just need to kind of work my way through them. Next are a ton of Tatcha masks. So I have both the Deep Hydration Revitalizing Eye Mask, which I have on auto delivery, and I also have the Luminous Dewy Skin Mask. And these come in a 5-pack. I picked these up at QVC. Tatcha.com only has them in a 4-pack. The price point and the quantity is better on QVC. And then the Deep Hydration Revitalizing Eye Mask. So I picked these up because as I've been researching Tatcha spas and facials, one of the things that the Yoli does is apply the Deep Hydration Mask under the actual sheet mask. So you have a treatment, a deep treatment going on underneath the sheet mask around the eye area with a double layer of mask, because you have this specifically under the eye area and then a sheet mask over that treating the rest of the face. So I'm glad now to have those on auto delivery coming on a regular basis, so that whether it's a Tatcha sheet mask or some other mask, I have something specifically formulated for the eye area. Dr. Jart Replenishment, Water Replenishment Cotton Sheet Mask. I love this Dr. Jart mask. It is just as hydrating to me as the Tatcha mask. It doesn't leave that dewy, hydrated, glowy look, but the skin is supple and very much moisturized at the end of this sheet mask. So that's why I have a few of these. The next is the Dr. Jart Pore Master Patch, and I've not actually tried this one because I have really good success with my Clarisonic and my pores. They probably are peeking through a little bit today, but I don't have to extract very often, so I've not actually had a need for these, but I do have them in my stash. The next is the Dr. Jart Pore Minimalist. This is the black charcoal sheet mask. This is very similar in effect to the Glam Glow without the bubble effect. This one is good for pimples and large pores. So once I take off this full face of makeup today, if my pores are still very prominent, I may use one of these to see what effect it has on my pore size. The next is the Ceramidin. This one is a nano skin sheet mask, and I have tried one of these. It helps to create a barrier. It helps to create a barrier so that your skin will actually hold on to the moisture that it has. So If you're maybe going to spend a lot of time outside, or it's winter time and the house, you know, the extra heat and you're getting dry, or if you've had a really good run with skincare and your skin seems to be holding on to moisture, then I would recommend this mask to help lock that moisture in so that you can retain it just a little bit longer. So I do like this one. And what I've done is, if I've used a Tatcha mask or the Dr. Jart water replenishment mask, and I'm noticing that extra hydration, then later in the week when I do my second or my third mask, depending on what kind of week it is, at that point I will incorporate a ceramidin mask to help extend that moisture for a few more days. This brightening solution, I like this mask because it does exactly what it says that it will do. It helps brighten, and particularly for me around my mouth where I have a little bit of hyperpigmentation. This does a nice job. I've compared this to my Vibrancy Booster mask, and I still prefer that one better. But in and out of the airport, I don't have the issues with sheet masks the way I have with the jar mask. So this is nice for on the go when I need brightening, but don't necessarily want to deal with the hassle of a jar mask. The next is the clearing solution, and between the Mario Badescu drying lotion, in the event something pops up, and the Dr. Jart clearing solution, between those two, it helps to keep my skin clear. And drinking water. You can't forget your water. This is an ultrafine microfiber sheet mask, and it helps to take care of blemishes and improves skin tone and texture. This feels a bit calming to the skin for me. It has salicylic acid in it, as well as tea tree leaf oil, which is good for helping to fight blemishes and outbreaks. All right, we've got the Saki Brightening Hydrogel Eye Mask from Boscia, and these help to brighten, firm, and hydrate. So anything related to the eye area, what I'm learning as I'm trying and experimenting with different things is that if I can find a product for the eye area that does multiple things, the more I like it. If it just hydrates, or if it just firms, or if it just smooths, then that's great, but I feel like I suffer from a bunch of different eye area issues. So these really caught my attention because they're kind of a 3-in-1 with brightening, firming, and hydrating. So I love these. They come in 3 paired to the box. So these are great for travel, and you can check these out on Sephora.com. The next is a mask that was gifted to me during the holiday season, and it's called By Nature, and it's from New Zealand. I think I've actually seen this brand in either Walmart or Target, I believe, but it was a stocking stuffer for me, and this one is seaweed plus aloe vera, so it is skin smoothing. And anything with aloe vera has hydrating properties, so I am game for the hydration. Next is another handful of the Sephora brand mask. Again, this is not all that I have, but I do have one for the pearl is for perfecting and brightening. I have another algae one that is purifying and detoxing. I've got anti-aging and smoothing, mattifying and anti-blemishing, nourishing and repairing, perfecting and brightening. So a few of these are duplicates. The next stack of masks are from Tony Moly. And I have soothing, skin soothing, illuminating, elasticity. There is one for skin purifying, radiance, nutrition. There is clear skin, vitality, brightening, and hydrating. And of this batch, because I purchased duplicates of all of these so that I could try them, and I really liked the skin soothing one with the tea tree for breakouts or when I feel like I'm getting a breakout on the skin. And then the two that I've purchased most often since trying all of them have been the coconut for hydration and the lemon for over and over again. Matter of fact, this one is in one of my travel bags right now, along with a Tatcha sheet mask. They're starting to collect over here and snowball on me. Here are more Tatcha masks. The Luminous Deep Hydration Lifting Mask and the Luminous Dewy Skin Mask. So I have several of those. And this is actually, is it this one? The Deep Hydration one is the one that I have in my travel bag along with the Tony Moly sheet mask. There are a couple more of the Tatcha Luminous Dewy Mask. These just came packaged differently because I bought them in a different kind of set. But it is the same as the ones that are just in their regular sleeve. Next, I have a Tsubaki Oil Deep Hydration Hydro Mask. This is an okay mask. I don't know that I would highly recommend it, but what I would recommend in its place is the actual Tsubaki oil. That is great as a splash mask. It is good as just to incorporate in a skincare routine. So I really like that. I am not a huge fan of masks that come in two pieces. It's already difficult in some cases to get the mask positioned and all around the perimeter of the face, but then to have to deal with it with two pieces, that was just a turn off for me for this particular Boscia mask. A couple more Tony Moly masks. This is one for skin soothing. There's a hyaluronic mask for hydrating, and then there's a caviar sheet mask for nutrition. So here are a few more from the Tony Moly brand. We're getting there. The last in this container that are actual sheet masks are, again, by Dr. Jart, and it is the Rubber Mask Hydration Lover Mask. This looks a little weird. You've got your pot here of actual, what do you want to call it? Clay, or your mask, the actual content. And then there is an actual sheet mask in here that you apply on top of it. So it's kind of a two-step. You use the treatment and then apply the actual mask on top of it so that it helps to penetrate the skin. The next or the final items are an actual small size of the Dr. Jart Ceramidin cream, which I do like, and then the mixture of the Sephora actual clay mask. And these have, much like the sheet mask, these have different uses based on the color of the actual clay. So for example, the pink clay mask is for unifying and brightening. The blue clay mask is detoxifying and oxygenating. The green mask, and this is actually my second one of the green clay mask, it is purifying and pore perfecting. I like these because you do not have to wait for them to dry down. They actually will not dry down and before you remove them, and you can just do that with water or with a warm cloth. The purple clay mask is moisturizing and smoothing. The red clay mask is anti-fatigue and energizing. The lemon or the yellow is revitalizing and toning. So if you see something that has yellow, it's most likely gonna, have some brightening properties to it. The white clay mask is remineralizing and soothing. And then finally, the gray clay mask is for skin balancing and mattifying. I have used this one in just my T-zone where I get a little bit oily, but I don't typically use this one all over because I just don't have, a lot of oil accumulation where I would need to try to keep that at bay. So that's it for my sheet mask obsession. What are you currently obsessed over from a skincare? Is it sheet mask? Is it jar mask? Have you tried any of these? Have I piqued your curiosity? And are you on the hunt? So drop a comment down below. If you've not already subscribed, please take a minute to do so before you head out. Make sure that you hit the little bell to the side of the subscribe button so that you do not miss any future uploads on my channel. And until next time, thank you so very much for watching, and healthy skincare journey.